If you just went through the free training, you probably recognized yourself in at least one of those mistakes. And if you did, I want you to hear this very clearly. Nothing is wrong with you. Your strategy just hasn't been designed for this next phase of your life. Once you understand how perimenopause and menopause actually change your body, it becomes clear why trying harder hasn't worked, and why it's felt so frustrating. Most women in perimenopause and menopause are still being told to do the same things they were told in their 20s and 30s. Eat less, move more, push harder. But when estrogen declines, your body responds very differently to stress, restriction, and recovery. So instead of fat loss speeding up, the harder you push, the more your body resists. That's why weight gain can happen even when effort is high. It's not because you're doing something wrong. It's because your body is responding logically to the inputs it's been given. This is where my approach comes in. It's built around 3 non-negotiables that matter even more during this stage of life. First, protecting muscle so your metabolism doesn't slowly and quietly downshift. Second, fueling appropriately so your body doesn't feel threatened or stressed. And third, recovering intentionally so hormones and stress don't sabotage fat loss behind the scenes. When those 3 things are aligned, fat loss becomes possible again, without fighting your body every step of the way. Here's the part most women miss. This only works when it's supplied correctly and personally. Too little food and fat loss stalls. Too much training volume and recovery suffers. Too much cardio and muscle loss accelerates. There is no single workout, calorie target, or macro split that works for every woman in menopause. What works depends on your current muscle mass, your stress and recovery capacity, your training history, your schedule, your symptoms, and what your body is responding to right now. That's why trying to piece this together on your own or follow cookie-cutter plans often backfires. Before I explain the next step, I want to be very clear about something. This is not a high-pressure sales call. You're not committing to anything by clicking the button below, really. And this is not about convincing you to do something you're unsure about. Most women who book a call with me are tired of guessing. They're skeptical, for very good reasons. And they just want to understand what would actually work for their body now. That's exactly what this conversation is for. On the call, we'll talk through what you've already tried, what's likely holding fat loss back now, what your body needs more of and less of, and whether my approach even makes sense for you. Sometimes the answer is yes, sometimes it's not, and I'll tell you that honestly. Either way, you leave the call with clarity. I work specifically with women in perimenopause, menopause, and beyond who were eating very little, doing a lot of cardio, and gaining weight anyway. Once we adjusted the strategy, not the effort, their bodies responded. Not perfectly, not instantly, but predictably. If you've been feeling like your body can't be trusted anymore, or like you're doing something wrong, I want you to hear this clearly. Your body is responding logically to the inputs it's been given. The goal of this call is simply to figure out what inputs actually make sense for you now. If you want help applying the system to your body, your schedule, and your next stage of life, here's the next step. Click the button toward the bottom of this page that says, "Tell me a bit about you," to answer a few quick questions so I can understand where you're at and make sure this conversation is actually helpful for you. If it looks like we're a good fit, you'll be redirected to my calendar to choose a time for your free call. There's no pressure, no obligation, just a conversation to see if this is the right next step for you.